Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. So in the last video, we were talking about the factory pattern and how to implement the factory pattern in Java. And we have seen this example where, let's see, we have one car factory class, and then we have number of car products or different car types like sedan, SUV, truck. And then we are actually creating the factory and inside this particular car factory class, and there is one top level interface that we have created here to define the rules that how exactly every car or every product will be assembled, right? So and this is the user class where the main method which is available. So main method has no idea that how exactly the car is getting assembled over here, right? So this user class or this user method, the main method, will just focus on the factory class. It will just supply the factory, call the factory, and then factory will supply the instance of the respective product. And after that, I can access those methods, right? So here in this particular car factory class, we are actually returning the instance of each and every product here. So tomorrow, if any new products are available in this particular system or any new cars are available, I can just keep adding it over here. And then every car will implement the car interface here. So with this same approach, can we use the same thing with the Selenium WebDriver also in Java? So yes, exactly, we can do it here. Then you will relate better if you see this diagram. Very famous interview question also here. So what exactly I have done? We will do one thing, that we will try to create one interface, which is like, let's see, browser driver interface having one method. Let's see, create driver method, and number of browser specific classes that we are going to create. Let's see, for example, let's see, Chrome driver manager or Firefox driver manager, Edge driver manager, and Safari. So let's see, these are my four different browser specific, or I can say the browser specific drivers manager classes are available here. Tomorrow, if any new other a browser I really want to add, I can just simple add it over here like this, right? And all these four classes are actually implementing one interface, that is browser driver interface. In this interface, we have an abstract method, create driver. So now the create driver method will be implemented by each and every class over here according to their whatever, how exactly they want to implement, with the options or without options, it's their choice. Like if I really want to run, let's see, Chrome driver with the headless or incognito, I can implement it over here. But same thing, I don't want to implement for the Firefox, I can use it accordingly here. So here we are going to use some top casting here. Let's see, WebDriver equal to new Chrome driver, WebDriver equal to Firefox driver, something like this here. So this is, I would say, individual browser products classes that I have created. And then I'm going to create the main factory class over here. This main factory class is actually having my method. Let's see, for example, get driver method. And get driver method says, okay, fine, you give me the browser type. Or on the basis of that, I will give you the object of respective driver manager class or respective browser driver class over here, right? So if I'm passing, let's see, hey, I want get driver of Firefox, then in that case, it will return the object of Chrome driver manager class or Firefox driver manager or respective over here according to the browser type here. And this is my main method. This is my test class or TestNG class or whatever the main method that you really want to write. You can just simply call this driver factory dot get driver method over here, right? So if you compare with this main thing here, what is a factory for us? The factory for us is the driver factory. And what are different product classes? Just like we have sedan, SUV, truck, here we have different number of browsers which are available here. And what is a top level interface? This is the interface or abstract class also you want to create. You can achieve it here. And this is my driver factory class, right? So let's try to implement the same thing with the code. So I'll go to my Eclipse or IntelliJ, whatever you want to use. And then let's see, this is the one package that I have created. And then I'm going to create one top level interface, right? And my top level interface that we have already written here, that is your browser driver interface that we have to create here. See this browser driver. So I'm quickly creating one interface, browser a driver interface. In this particular browser driver interface, what we are going to have, let me just clear this. First of all, we are going to have, let's see, one method, create driver method. So here I'm going to create one, let's see, one method which is actually giving me the reference or driver, web driver it will return, and then create a driver here. Okay, only abstract method, because in interface we cannot have the method body here. Simple. Now I'll do one thing, that I'm just going to create four different classes here. Let's see, the class number one is the Chrome driver manager. So here I'm going to quickly write Chrome driver manager class. Chrome driver manager is actually doing what? Is actually implementing. See this, I'm writing implements keyword over here, right? It's actually implements what? It implements the browser driver class. So here I'm writing implements the browser driver class. So when you implement that, obviously you have to implement all the abstract method of browser driver class. So we have only one abstract method, create driver. So I'm just going to add the unimplemented method. I'm going to override that particular create driver method here. And then here, what exactly you want to return? Simple. Here, I simply want to return new Chrome driver here like this. That's it. Okay. And import the Chrome driver also here. So here I'm returning the Chrome driver class object, and the return type is WebDriver, because yes, of course we can do it, because Chrome driver is what? Chrome driver is the grandchild of WebDriver interface. So yeah, we can do the top casting here. This one, simple. So similarly, I'll do one thing, that I'm going to create one Firefox driver also. So let's quickly create one Firefox driver class. And Firefox driver class is also doing the exactly same thing. Copy this and then come back here, and then simple, use it here. And this class is also what? This class is actually giving me the Firefox driver. So here I'm writing, this is my Firefox driver, and let me write Firefox driver manager class here. This is actually a manager class. And this Firefox driver manager is implementing what? Firefox driver manager. Let's import that here and then save it. So Firefox driver manager, let me just rename this file to Firefox driver manager.java. Okay. So this is also exactly doing thing, implement the same thing, browser driver, and implementing this method and returning Firefox driver class object here. Same thing I'll be doing with the edge driver also. Let's see. So let me create one more class, and then I'm writing edge driver manager class. And this edge driver manager is also doing what? This is also doing the exactly same thing, implementing the browser driver interface. And then it will return what? It will return the edge driver here. Let me just import that. And if you really want to use Safari driver, Safari will work only in Mac machine. But let's quickly create for the Safari manager also. So here I'm writing Safari driver manager, and then the Safari driver manager is also implementing the browser driver. And here I'm returning the Safari driver here. Okay, simple. So this is like four different classes, or you can say the product classes that we have created, and every class is actually implementing the respective method, like create driver method, and then returning the respective driver here. Okay. Now what I'll do, the next thing is that now this is the most important class that we have to create. That is your driver factory class we have to implement here. So I'll do one thing, that I'm going to create my driver factory class. Okay. And this driver factory class is what? First of all, this driver factory class is not having any parent-child relationship with extend or implements with these classes or interface. This is just like we have to create a method like get driver method over here. So let's quickly create one method here. Let's see, I'm going to create one, let's see, public static. Let's see, initially I'm writing a void. Later on, we will change the return type. Let's see, method name is get driver method. And this method says, okay, fine, you give me the browser type, that what type of browser, Chrome, Firefox, or browser name that you have to give it to me. And then what we have to do, then we have, let's see, I'm writing one switch case statement here. And then what will be the key? The key is, let's see, the browser type. And then if the user is passing, let's see, capital Chrome or small Chrome, I'm just immediately converting into the lowercase, and all the cases that I'm maintaining in the lower cases here. So let's see, if it is Chrome, then what should I do? Then see this carefully. This is what I want. I don't want to write return new Chrome driver or Firefox driver. I simply say whatever the product class that we have created, what? This Chrome driver manager class, then I'm going to return this. So Chrome driver manager, I'm going to return. Exactly same thing that we, if you remember, we did it over here. The car factory is actually giving me what? Is giving me the get car on the basis of the car name. If the car name is sedan, I'm going to give you the object of sedan class. Same thing here. If the browser type is Chrome, I'm going to give you the object of Chrome driver manager here. So if you are giving me Chrome, I'm going to give you the Chrome driver manager class over here. So now instead of um, method return, what should I do? Instead of method return, I simply say, okay, fine. Then can I write the top interface name, the browser driver interface name? Of course, we can simply use it here. And then if I'm returning it, there is no use of writing the break. So simple remove the break also from there. So likewise, I'll do one thing. I'm going to maintain multiple cases here. Case number 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 different browsers. One case for Chrome, next case for Firefox, next one is for Edge, next one and for the Safari browser. And then the respective manager class that I'm going to return, Firefox driver. This is my Edge driver, and this is my Safari driver. If the browser type is wrong, come to the default, and then let's see, I'm here, I'm going to throw one exception here, runtime exception or anything, let's say illegal argument exception. So I simply say, let's see, illegal argument exception from Java, and then I'm saying that whatever invalid browser passed, and whatever the browser name that you are passing, here I'm writing this is my browser type here. Okay, for the error handling, if I'm passing, let's see, Opera browser, we don't have any case available, so it will just simple go there, and then that's it. Okay, and then put a semicolon at the end here. That's it. And no need to write another break, because throw and break cannot be together. So this is a simple code, a factory code. Let's see, that is what we have written here. Now I'll do what? The last thing is we just need to create our test client or TestNG class or any main method. It's up to you. So I'll do one thing. I just simple going to create one simple class here, and the class name that I'm going to write, let's see, this is my login test or login page test that I really want to write. Click on finish. And then here I'm going to define my before method and after method and all those things. So I can just quickly take it from here. Let's see, one, okay, or let me write it. Okay, no worries. So let's see, here I'm writing one before test, and then what? Public void setup method. Or you can create a main method also, guys, if you really want to create, right? But I'm giving you the real-time example that the same thing you will do something like this in your real-time framework also, where you have to create the login page test and then TestNG class that you have to maintain here. And here my job is to what? Here my job is to launch the browser. Setup method is for launching the browser. So what should I do? So can I do one thing? This is my user class, or this is my end user class. See this main method, or it could be a TestNG class also, right? So from the main method or from the TestNG class, I'm just focusing on the driver factory. So here I'm writing, this is my driver factory, and which instance that you want? Simple get driver method, and I'm saying I want Chrome based instance. So the moment you get the Chrome based instance, it will call this browser type is Chrome. It will return what? New Chrome driver class object. If you are giving me the Chrome driver class manager class object, then can I call this create driver method? Of course, the create driver method will be called from where? Will be called from the Chrome driver manager, right? See this carefully once again. I'm doing what? From the login page test, here I'm saying get driver. I'm passing Chrome. If the case is satisfied with the Chrome, return this class object. So once we get this particular class object, after that, I can call the method of Chrome driver manager. So this is my manager class object that I'm getting it. And this is actually giving me what? See this? This is giving me the Chrome driver manager class object. And after that, I can simply call the create driver method here. So this line will do what? This line will launch the browser for me. Which browser? The Chrome browser. It will launch it for me. Okay, so I'm able to call this create driver method, and this create driver method is giving me what? Create driver returning is the WebDriver here. So can I store inside my WebDriver reference variable? So let's see, I'm maintaining one WebDriver reference variable here, and the same reference variable I'm just simple attaching here, which is equal to this. So this is what I was expecting, that yes, I got my driver here. And then after that, I simply write one @ after test annotation. And here I'm writing that public void, let's see, tear down method. This tear down method is doing what? Simple driver dot quit. Whatever the driver that you have fetched from here, simple quit the browser to close the browser. And now I'm going to write one simple test here. Let's see, I'm going to launch one public void. Let's see, this is I'm writing login test here, right? In order to write the login test, I just simply do what? After this, like if I really want to, after launching it, if I really want to launch the URL, I can launch it. So for example, let's say I'm going to launch this particular URL. You just open any application. Let's say this is my login page of my application. I'm going to launch this. So this is my URL. And after entering the URL, if you really want to add some implicitly wait or other things, you can add it as a prerequisites. And then after that, once we get the driver, let's say I really want to get the title of this page. So here I'm saying that driver dot get title. And then if I really want to write a quick assertion, that also I can write it with the help of TestNG, that assert dot assert equals what is your actual title. This is my actual title. And what exactly you are expecting. I'm expecting this one account login. Okay, I'm not focusing on the test case here. Later on, test case and all those things, you guys can write it, because right now we are just focusing only on how to initialize a driver with the factory pattern. So let's see one test that I have written here. Right now, I'm going to create, let's see one more test I can write it here. Let's see login. This is title test. And let me enter one more test case over here. Let's say this is my actual login test, that where the user is actually entering the username password or something like this. So let's say I'm just going to enter the username password, click on login. That's it. Right. And after that, if you really want to write the assertion, you can write it here. Okay, that's a different thing. Now I'm just going to run this particular test. Let's see, is it really working or not? The focus is that, is it really launching the browser or not? Awesome. It's launching the Chrome browser here, and then it's entering the username password, and test case, both the test case got passed here. You can see it here. Later on, this Chrome browser, you really want to supply from the testng.xml or from the properties file or command line. That's different thing that you can do it separately. Now, if I'm saying, okay, launch Firefox. So let's run it and let's quickly, is it really launching the Firefox or not? Okay, make sure that Firefox is available in your system. So yeah, Firefox is also getting launched. This Firefox is actually getting upgraded. That's why it's getting asking for the password here. So let's see, forget about Firefox. Let's see, I'm launching with the Edge browser here. Let's see with the Edge browser is also running or not. Okay, so yeah, the Edge browser is getting launched. And yeah, this is something absolutely working fine here. Both the test cases got passed here like that. Now quickly check it on the Safari. Now I can just simply use it Safari on my Mac machine, and let's see Safari is getting opened or not. So yeah, Safari is also getting opened here. You can see that it's entering the username, password, and everything here. Perfect. So we are not bothered about how to write the test cases and everything, right? That's a different thing. Later on, we can implement the page object model and all those things. That's totally different thing. But right now, focus again back to the design. The design of this particular pattern is that top level interface, 4 different driver specific classes that we have written, one factory class that you have written, and then your client could be main method or a TestNG or JUnit, whatever you want to implement, you can implement it here. So this is how the driver factory is actually behaving like a factory for me, which is actually giving me the respective driver manager instance over here. And once we get that instance, we can call the respective method, Chrome driver, and all those things. So what is the advantage of this? See, advantage is that the reusability of the interface. People might ask you at the time of interview, give me a real-time example where exactly you have used the concept of interface or abstract class. You can give this example with the factory pattern. Tomorrow, if any new class or any new browser is available, I can just keep adding new browsers over here. That is the major advantage of the factory pattern here. That's it. Let's see, Opera driver or Internet Explorer driver or any other XY driver, I can add it here. And then all these driver manager classes are actually implementing the browser driver interface, right? And they all are having this particular method create driver, create driver, create driver in all the managers. And then in the driver factory, we just need to add another cases here, and that's it. So that is the major important thing here, the reusability, and then the flexibility of adding the new, you can say, a new managers or new browser managers. You can easily use that here. And then we can individually write the implemented code also, like how exactly Chrome driver wants to initialize a driver, maybe with headless, without headless, or any other Chrome options it wants to add, it can be added over here. Same thing with this other drivers also here, right? So I hope this is clear how to implement the factory pattern with Selenium WebDriver in Java. So that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and God bless you all, guys.